Hello and welcome to Cadmatic Electrical Basic Training of the Schematic application. Before we start the actual exercise, maybe it's good to show you a few things since we have a new user interface and a few settings that you need to consider before starting the exercise. I have my example drawing that we are going to draw today. It's open, the Schematics 501 or 501, and it contains two sheets which you can change from page up, page down buttons, or in the schema tab you can find the next sheet and back sheet. In case you want to explore this drawing before we start or you start the training, you can find the drawing from here, from the exercise drawing directory. Go for the electrical and search for this schema drawing, and you can learn things while watching this recording. Today's training we are going to be using Cadmatic Electrical Basic. So just to notify you, we have three different application levels. We have light, basic, and premium. And as you may guess, the light is it's the light version. Not too many features, but you can do the basic designing. Then the electrical basic, which is almost like the premium, almost like the full version, but it doesn't contain any database in it, so you cannot do any mass editing or you cannot attach multiple drawings to each other. So one drawing will be one project. And of course, then there is the premium, which contains all the databases, and you may do the designing with multiple drawings attached to each other, and so on. Of course, I need to mention you that the draw is the main application that you will be. It's the first to install, and after that you will have the electrical application running on draw. So the draw is the main software here, and everything is based to the draw. Well, about the draw and some settings, as mentioned, we have the new user interface here. You can go for the file. Many things are now found under the file, and for the settings you can find many ways to open the settings. There you can find general settings, electrical settings, and so on. And the general settings can also be found next to the command line here, and either way you click, you will be opening the general settings. It's the same window which you will have. Let's go through all the tabs before starting the exercise. The document tab contains all the basic information you need to, or settings you need to have regarding, let's say, DWG conversion files. If you are using some AutoCAD files, you can open them in Cadmatic Electrical as well. Some settings for how to save your documents. In case you want to have some automatic save, which means that you want to automatically save between some intervals, 15 minutes, 1 hour, how do you, in a way you want, and you can even define the document library if you like. Then there is a backup copy, which is a bit different from the automatic save. The backup copy So usually create it every time you open the drawing, and the backup copy will go as well for the active document library, or then you can create your own backup directory where you can find the backups. I sincerely hope that you will never have to use either of these, but in case you need to decide, I would go with this backup copy before save, at least, and in some cases also the automatic save. These both, make sure that you understand that they both make separate files, so they don't save the actual DRW file. Then some settings for the directories. All the applications we have, the single line layout, schema, cabinet layout, they have their own symbol directories, command directories, and menu directories. You can do changes here if you like. In the general settings, you can change some PDF settings, font settings, and grip edit settings. And one thing, if you used to be an AutoCAD user or you are familiar with it, you can change the commands that we are using for the AutoCAD commands. So if you know any keyboard commands, you are able to go with the AutoCAD commands, and then the selection style, which means that if you want to select multiple things in the drawing, it means that in Cadmatic you will do that from top to bottom or bottom to top, and in AutoCAD it's right to left and left to right. Quickly to demonstrate you what I mean, the window selection from top to bottom in Cadmatic means that everything that is inside this square will be selected, even though it's only partially in here. And there you go. And if I make it from bottom to top, you will notice the box is a different color, and then you will only get selected what was every element that was fully inside the box. Let's go back to the settings. Okay, yeah, we were in the general settings. Then the user interface. We have two themes available. We have light and we have dark. No other color options anymore. And the next thing is that after you have selected the theme, you may want to change your drawing area color. Today I'm using number 9 as a gray, and my crosshair is black, which is number 0. And then you have some other options here in case you need. The printing options at the moment we have default printing options available here, and we will go them today. Later on in the training, actually in the end of the training, when we will print out the whole schema drawing. And we will see more about these printing options. And the advanced options, in case you need to do some changes, you will find the advanced here as well. Then a few things about the user interface before we go. We went through the settings, and let's go to the draw settings, which are the basic program or basic software features that you will need when you are drawing things, but mainly you are using the electrical settings. On the Home tab on the ribbon, you will find the basic draw features, draw line, draw polyline, and so on. Then some modifying things, of course, the undo button, which is unfortunately it's quite important to be here. Can be also found from here on the top. So you will always have to go for this home, but you will notice that you will get these undos fairly often. Then some symbol features can be found. Layers. Please make sure you understand that there are no more layers available all the time on the screen, so you will have to come for the Home tab to change the layers or the properties here. Of course, you have the properties on here on the left hand side, the properties window. So if you select something, you can change it from the properties or you can change it from here on the ribbon. Well, the next tab is the Annotate tab. There is some text which you can insert, some dimensions. Maybe you want to measure something, not in the schema drawing, but still the dimensions can be found here. Maybe insert some leaders or markups can be found there. Next one is the tools. Maybe you want to insert a grid, make changes for your object snap, or some author options as well you may find here. And some other features, they are now quite easily available for you, so you don't have to remember all the sub-menus that you will find. So those were the draw tabs that you will need to find today. Then there is the electrical tab, which is now, again, I'm using the electrical basics, so I don't have the database settings on the first group here, but now I have this document icons, and this electrical is for all the general electrical features. Create a new drawing, insert some frames and labels, some settings for the electrical settings, project settings, maybe some standard location, so on. Maybe you need the setting file, that's mainly for the layout application, and maybe you need to do some modification for the cable types of yours, and so on. So this is a general electrical features that we will go through here. Then a few other tabs, single line layout, cabinet layout, but today what we are going to be using is the schematics, and we will be drawing this type of multi-line drawing, which is open here. And from the schematics tab, you will find all the necessary tools actually that we will be needing today. Maybe two more things about the user interface, and then we will start the new exercise. You may see that I have the electrical tab on my left hand side and the electrical 2 on my right hand side. There are a few options. You may have this electrical 2 docket in the left hand side, so you will have them in tabs. But if you like, you can drag from the electrical 2, click it and drag it, and you can dock it to anywhere you want. Make sure you put them to these small icons that you may see here. And I suggest that you will learn this way to have the electrical 1 on the left hand side and electrical 2 on the right hand side, which means that you will have uh, better understanding of your project when you are seeing these electrical trees that we are now seeing. They are You are looking into the drawing or the drawing database, um, and that way you will see all the updated information, even though you are in a different page of that one. Electrical tabs will contain all the distribution board, maybe product models, wirings, well stories, and pages. Spaces are not relevant this time, but maybe some. Well, we have the wirings, cable types. Anything you want to have from your project, you can select from the drop-down menu. And in case you are using the premium version, you will have all the documents of your project available here. But at this time, we of course will have only one drawing as a project, so the document tree is not that relevant in this case. One more thing about these windows is that you may accidentally close them, and in that way you need to go for File, Settings, and then Show Properties window, and in that way you will get these properties available here, and then you can go for the top, click on the properties with your right mouse click, and go to the bottom, select the electrical, and it will open the electrical tab. Do it again and select the electrical too, and it will open to the place it used to be. And now I think all the introductions are done for this today's training, and we can start the training. I will close this old drawing, and let's start creating a new drawing for the exercise directory. So now I have closed the old drawing that I had open, and you can see it actually when I have my start page. You can see it from the recent drawings. So I can go back for the recent drawing just by clicking this uh, drawing name here, and it will open the old drawing back. Uh, Today's training will be actually found in our help, and there are a few ways to get the help open. You can, on the start page, you can click this question mark. You can go from the top to show help, or of course, you can press F1 on the keyboard, and it will open you our help, which is it's on your C drive, but it will open it in this browser. And as today we are going through some schematics features, open this schematics and then go for the exercise, drawing a multi-line diagram. And I will open that one. So that is an example drawing as I showed you before. This is something that we will be trying to redo today, and after this training you have 2 sheets of full multi-line diagram which is functioning correctly. I will open another tab for the how to start the drawing. So in the help you will find how to start the drawing, but I will show you with the electrical itself how to do it. Few ways, of course. From the start page you can select the application. Well, now it's the basic that we have. You can create a new by pressing here. You can create a new one from the top left corner. Even it's possible to create a new from the file, but as the instruction or the help says, go to the electrical tab and then press new, like so. And in that case, it will open this it will open this dialog, which is for you to do some specification before starting the drawing. First of all, select the project directory where you want to have your drawing saved, and give some sort of name for that multi-line diagram, like so. As we are doing with the basic, we don't have the attach to project or add to project database. We don't have that option here available, but if you are doing with the premium, of course, then you will have it. And the crucial part here is now to select the correct drawing type. We have a few drawing types which are related to these tabs that we have on the top. First drawing type is single line drawing type, which has, let's say, sub drawing types. First of all is the single line itself, then there is a load diagram, and then a distribution board table. First two will use the single line application, and the distribution board table will actually use a different drawing, not drawing, but application rather. Then you will have the layout drawing type, arrangement or arrangement drawing, not in scale. Yeah, the main difference is that the other one is not in scale, so you cannot calculate, for example, cable length in that drawing type. Cabinet layout is cabinet layout, or then if you don't want to use any application, you can create a table or some other type drawing. But today, make sure you select the multi-line diagram, and after that you can press OK. And once you have pressed OK, it should change your tab for this schematics. Since it's a multi-line drawing, it's a schema application it will be using. It should be changing for this schematics tab. In case it happened so that you misclicked some drawing type, it's maybe now on layout or single line, and it's possible for you to select the drawing type, clicking here, select drawing type, or change the drawing type. And now if you had the, let's say, layout, you can change back to multi-line and it will change the drawing type. Then before we continue with the drawing itself, there is a few things we need to update as well. The project information and project settings can be changed from this yellow icon here, or then another option is to select any of these. Now we have the multi-line diagram DRW. Just use right click and go for the project information settings. I suggest that you will click on the project information on the electrical, and it will open this kind of dialog for you. You can fill in any target information. This is actually the information that will come for your labels that you insert, and after you have done these, let's go for the setting part. Maybe the job number and the customer number as well. So these are the project settings. The same way it works for the premium version. You will just have a bit more of these tabs open here. Then for the project settings, at this moment, the only thing I want to check here is that you will have the drawing and labels section. Make sure you have activated this update target information automatically to drawing. In case you need to change any target information and you don't have that activated, of course, then you have to do it manually. And I would say that every time you change your target information, you want to update it automatically. In the settings, you can also find other things regarding your project, but at this moment, not so many things that we need to take or we need to consider for this project. I would say these are the main things that we have. Then press save and you are ready to go with your first sheet of this multi-line diagram. Go to Schematics tab, and now you can see that your drop-down menu with the sheets is empty, so you have no sheets created yet. But on the Schema tab, there is this insert default. Sorry, my bad. Of course, create new available sheet. It's on the middle row. Press that one, and you will have the first label with the new sheet of new frame. Rather, it's inserted there, and you can see I have my project information inserted and even the job number that I made there. They can all be found from the frame. In case you need to do some changes with the frames that you want to use, you can go to the electrical tab and select the management and select any of these standard frames for your default frame if you want, or you can even create your user frames which are maybe more related to your customers. There are customer specific frames that you will do. Actually, you can find a training video of these user frames in my Cadmatic Academy. So I won't be showing it in this training. It's a bit off the training. If we go on with the training, the next phase is to fill in drawing frame values, which can be done still from the frames and sheets. So in case you already know what you are going to do for the drawing, select this part here, and it will open this sheet management. It is actually just some cells that you are going to fill in, but when you press the plus button, the small icon here, you can start filling in these in a bit. This is a easier way to watch this sheet management, and in the instructions you can, or in the help, you can find the values that you need to insert there. Just type in all the values. Ultra valve and so on. Make sure that you have your initials here. It's important for you to know who is responsible for the drawings. One thing, and this is pretty much related to your project, it's the object ID and electrical position. Object ID is you should consider it as a as a building or some assembly line which is the top on the hierarchy. Nothing cannot be above the object ID. That's the top hierarchy identification that you will have. And under the object ID, you will have the electrical position. So an object ID, electrical position, they will actually form a location which is, in this case, it's equal to 1 to 3. The equal is meaning the object ID related to electrical, and then the electrical position which is actually the distribution board cabinet or anything like that. The plus mark is here to demonstrate that. If at this moment it might go a bit over your head, but it's the easiest way to explain it is to just go on and start inserting symbols, which we will do in a bit, and in that way you will learn how the hierarchy works here. After you have done all these values here, press OK and check if your frame is updated. And for me, it looks pretty much the same that I had in this help instructions. And since we have done pretty much all, press save. Really, I cannot say too many times, but save the drawing continuously many times so you won't lose any part. Well, before we start drawing the bus bar, which will be here, we need to set the author. Author setting means that if you draw something to the drawing, let's say a line or something else, it will be regarding to some angle. And you can have the author on or then it's off, but you can always toggle it by pressing the shift button there. Well, the author can be found from the tools tab, and you can select, I will select it author angle 45 as the instructions say, and you can see that the toggle button also changed on the top. Well, and this got the highlight as well, and in the bottom right corner there you can see also the author is 45 degrees. Well, every time you don't need to go to the tools, maybe you're on the schematics side, you want just to change the author on or off, or maybe some values, maybe you want to put it for the 90. Use your right mouse click on the author and then select the other values if necessary. Other thing that we need to check is that you have the grid setting 3.5. If you use the right mouse click, there you go. The 3.5 means that it's 3.5 drawing units is the grid, and anything you draw or insert will go between 3.5 units. And you can make sure you have the right grid activate it for you. After the auto is set, you can start your three-phase voltage supply bar drawing, and that will start when you go for the schematics tab again. So now after this one, we should go pretty much with the schematics tab almost till the end. You can find the draw bus bars setting on the wiring group. Select the draw bus bars, and then this type of dialog will open for you. The dialog contains this kind of view that what you are going to draw, and you can do changes, and in that way you will see what are these going to look like when you insert them. Make sure you have the crossing wires checked. You have the ID. It's as a default, it's a supply, but in case you are now inserting this supply bar or three-phase supply bar, you can give it any name you want, and make sure you understand it's all these 5 bus bars as one, which will be the name for that. We will go to that later on. And if in case you want to have some text for your bus bar, give the text for there. Usually it's 400 or 230 VAC in my area, but of course different locations have different type of voltages, 410 or 260 volts. No matter what area of the world you are coming from, you can type in any type of voltage here. This is a free text only. You can also change the colorings for these bus bars here, and also the default colors can be changed on the electrical settings in case necessary. If you want to save this bus bar setting here, you can press save, and you can give any name for that. Press OK. And in case you want to draw it for other drawing or other sheet, just press from the load and you will get the old or the previous settings from here. And then press OK and you will get it. After you have done all these settings as I have here, make sure you have the module spacing as ×1, the top one as well, so it will go as it should be. Press OK. And now we need to draw the first part of this bus bar. I will start it from between the columns 12 and 13 and from the top of the A, and maybe till end of 17 is quite okay. I will draw this supply bar here. I click it another time, and then using right mouse click I will end the drawing of the bus bar. And now at this point it's possible for you to draw the bus bar again. Use right mouse click and it will remember the previous command that you set. You can select the bus bar, press OK, and draw it starting from the L1 until the top, till the down, as the instructions say. But for me, it's easier to start doing these inserting symbols in the next phase, and we will go off the training a bit since we will first insert the symbols and after that we will draw the bus bar. But anyway, you will learn the same thing here. So we have the bus bar set on the top, and after that we can go for the symbols. Now the symbols, when you open the symbols, pressing the Open Symbols window, it will jump here and you will find all the symbols that are related to your uh, schematics or multi-line drawing. Just to explain you about the symbol tool here, we have the electrical symbols, which are your own, not own, your symbols when you have installed the software. It's actually the software symbols that comes with the installation. Well, then you have symbols from the drawing, active drawing. Well, at the moment we don't have any symbols here, but we can check it later. We can check it later and we will see it. If you are using the premium version, you can see all the symbols that you have in the drawings that are attached to the project. You can have your favorite symbols and maybe create them, add favorites for that, and then you can go. You see it makes the directory there and you can find the symbol here. And then in case you have other drawings that you want to read the symbols from, you can put the path to this actual path for the DRW file, and it will actually read all the symbolics inside that drawing. And the last option here is to sometimes you want to have other symbolics, maybe from layout or maybe from single line or even cabinet layout. You want to have some symbolics from other application. So in that way, you can just select I want to have the layout, and when we go here, you can see these are socket outlets as an IEC standard. And now I can insert these to this schema drawing. But as a default, it should be the schematics, and today we don't need to change any of those. Well, we need to insert the motor protection. Motor protection that we have. There are a few options with these motor protections, and we want to use this protective device with 3 pole, not 4 but 3 poles. And when you insert any symbols, there's 2 ways. Double click the symbol and go. And now I press ESC to cancel the insertion, or then right mouse click and insert symbol to drawing. Now before I insert the symbol, I will show you a few things still. If you press the tab button, tabulator, it's above the caps lock button on the left hand side of the keyboard. When I press it, it will go through all the wiring points of this symbol, and then it will go back to the center, which is the insertion point of the symbol. And notice my crosshair is not moving anywhere, rather the symbol is jumping now between the wiring points and the insertion point. And the insertion point can be defined now. Maybe I want to do the inserting based on the phase 1 or the pin 1, which is now part of this symbol, and I click it to here, and it will actually go based on the base that I have my crosshair pointed at. After the clicking it, it gave you this symbol attributes dialog. Give an ID for that, and you don't have to fill in any other attributes, the electrical position and the object ID will actually come as you do these insertions. It will read from the frame. We will go to that right after clicking the OK. Now with this one, you can see there's the Q11, and the Q11 is the ID for that. If you hover your mouse or crosshair above the symbol, it will highlight it, and also it will tell you a few things about this symbol. And there's on the top there's the full ID, which is 123 MCC1 Q11, and that's a unique ID. In case the two first, the object ID or the electrical position, which are the 123 and MCC1, in case they change to something else, you can still have a Q11 in the same project. But you cannot have any other devices which have this 123 MCC1 Q11. They are completely unique names. Of course, you can have different occurrences of this device, but in the database or the drawing database, you will only have one of these kind. And now, go to the electrical tab. Select devices location. In case you don't have it activated here, use the drop-down menu and select devices location. Press the plus button here, and also there. Now you will see that you have the supply bar that you have created and also the Q11 protective device. You can stretch the bottom and it will actually say tell you the same things that it will say when you hover your cursor or crosshair about this, any symbol on the drawing. There's few ways in case you don't find it. You may have 100 devices or thousands of devices in your project and you want to find it from the project tree. Select the symbol on the screen, use right mouse button, show in project tree, and it will jump actually to that place. Or in another way, of course, you can point out things on the project tree, then you can show from drawing, so you can point them out from the drawing as well. So it works in two ways. And now remember to save the drawing since you have some things in it. Okay, let's continue with these symbols that we are inserting here. Let's move for the contactors and select this 3-pole contactor, double click it and insert it. Make sure that you have now the faces are correctly. If you are now, as I am, doing it from the phase 2 or L2, make sure it's the same location for this contactor and the protective device. Just click the location there and give an ID Q01. And in the example drawing there is a Q02, and once you insert it, the software will actually suggest you that now it's a running number. Let's increase it by 1, and now it's Q02. Then let's move on for the safety switch. Select that one from the selection tool. Double click the safety switch. And again, make sure you have the correct location for the faces. And now you can put it a bit lower, maybe here somewhere around this column M. So you will have the room for the cable markings and also terminal strips. I will insert it there. And now just let's give it a Q10. We will change the ID of that a bit later. Last one, the motors. Select three-phase motor. And now with this motor, it's important that you don't insert it with the center, since you can see the phases won't go in the right place. Rather, press at least one time the tabulator, and then you will have this phase one with the right place. Click it and give it the MO1. Okay. And now we have all the symbols excluding the terminals. They are done. Terminals can be found pretty bottom of this symbol functions. Select the terminals and you will find different type of terminals. I suggest that you start inserting terminals also from the symbol selection tool. Other way is to go for the connections or connectors and then select the insert terminal block or connector. For me, it's easier to do in this way because first I select the symbol and then I select what kind of properties it will have. Since there is a few things from my background at least that I noticed that I start to insert something and I notice that no, this is a wrong symbol. Rather, first select the symbol, then give the specification, and then you will go on. Insert symbol to drawing with the terminals will start a bit different dialog. At this moment, we have no terminal blocks in this project, so we can just give any ID here if you want. Let's say it's X02. And then give the numbers. Well, it's an L1, which we are going to insert there. Give the visible ID, which is this X02, and then only first ID is visible. It's meaning that I will show you from the example drawing. You will only have the X02 here, and then of course these are next to each other. They will be part of this X02, and the drawing will remain rather easy to read. And then space evenly, there's L1, L2, L3, and protective earth. So that means that 4 pieces with evenly spaced to the drawing. After all these are done, press OK. And then you can just insert the L1, L2, and after that they should all come here. It was possible to change the L4 to the PE, but in this case, I will save the drawing. In this case, I wanted to show you how to change it from the drawing. A few ways: double click the symbol, like so. Right mouse click when the symbol is selected, use edit device. Still you can change it from here, or then it can be actually found also from the project tree. And now you can change the edit device from here as well. And just double click the L4, give it a PE, and then OK. And the ID of that is changed. There. Save the drawing after you have done all these changes. And now we are left to do only the wiring. of all these parts, and then we can start making some cable markings to here as well. Draw bus bar is again the option that we will go, but at this moment we won't be needing any neutral or protective earth, so we can deselect them. We actually don't need any ID for the wirings or the bus bar text either. Still, use the module spacing x1, so don't change anything yet. And in case again you want to save this thing, this will only be the 3-phase, no text. So next time I start to draw things, I can just go and select that one, OK, or load, and select the 3-phase, no text. It's rather easy to jump between these selection, and these will be with you in every project that you will be doing, so you don't have to create these savings every time you start a new project. Okay, 3-phase, no text, no ID, almost nothing, only the lines. Press OK, and now start the drawing from the L1, because you want to learn to use these wiring points, which means that every wire that you draw for your drawing will have from and to information. If I start from here, it won't have from information for that wiring. But I will start from the L1, click there, and now you can see I have my object snap activated. I can lift my crosshair a bit above the symbol to here, so it will go straight. Or then I can pass by my object snap by pressing Ctrl button on my keyboard, click here, and then move the crosshair downwards. Now you can see it's the 3 phases are not aligned with the 1 and 3 and 5 pins. So check the command line which says that Shift plus Tab, it will make the wire gap indifferent. And if you press those, you will notice that now I have ×1, ×2, ×3. And now it comes to the question then, so that you may understand it, that I have the 3.5 grid here available. So actually all the symbolics are done with the 3.5 grid. So now we have the 3.5, and I can draw all the line through all the symbolics until the motor. Click here, and it's made them, and right mouse click will end the drawing. And now that I have these symbols here, you can notice that from here, from the safety switch, I didn't have any problem with the wirings, so the wires will actually cut these pins on the symbol and will continue from the other side. And as I mentioned, all these wires will have from and to information. So this is coming from Q10 pin 2 and going to motor 01 to U1 pin. So everything is now known how to draw them. You can actually delete these two short wires here. Just select them and press delete button on your keyboard, or use erase on the right mouse click. Right mouse click, context dialog. Few things are still remaining. Now we have drawn all the bus bars, all the wires throughout all the diagram. we still need to draw a few wirings. First of all, we need the wiring from the PE to the motor protective earth, and I want it to be red. So I will select the draw wire control circuit here. I will start the drawing from the PE and go straight for the motor protective earth. And again, the wires are cut on the symbol pins that we have. Another thing that we need to draw is this main circuit between these contactors QO1 and QO2. Select the draw wire and make sure you have the main circuit. That is regarding the colors mainly on this drawing. I will go a bit closer here. I will start the drawing from the pin number 1. Click in here, then pull it up a bit and then to the right. Well, you want to draw these wires here as you would assemble these cabinets. And if you have this 90-degree angle, the assembly electrician won't know which way it's coming. Is it coming from the Q11 or Q01 pin? So press your tabulator again. One time it will go sideways. Second time it will make this a smaller chamfer, and another time you press it, it will be even smaller chamfer. Which way you decide to do, select that one. Make sure you just have some sort of chamfer in there, and click, and then click, and with right mouse click or enter, it will end the wiring. I will do it again. I will start from the pin number 3. Click there, pull it up a bit, then to the right. Now I have the chamfer already existing. It's a wiring setting which will now always be on. You can change it by pressing the tabulator and then click on this place and then pull down for this number 3. And again, one more time from the number 5, click here and then to number 5. Yes. And then the same thing for the other way around. Start from the 2. Now I don't want the chamfer to be here. Rather, I want it to be here, since there is crossing wires from 2 to number 6. Again, right mouse click always tells you or opens the previous setting that you had open. Click there and to number 4. Right mouse click like so, and now I have all these wires done for here. So it's actually a turnaround connection regarding which contactor is pulling. So we will change the rotation direction for the motor with that. After all the wiring is done, we should do some boundaries around the safety switch and the motor itself. There are 2 ways to create these boundaries. You can create an actual boundary for device or location. You have boundaries here and boundaries for location and circuits and devices, of course. But in this case, we only want to draw a line here to just visually show that they are part of the other locations. Since they are not inside the cabinet, they are on the field, the safety switch and the motor. First thing you want to do is you go to the home page, or home tab rather, and from the properties change the dashed line type for you. Select that one And now just start drawing a line. Line here. You can start the line somewhere between K and L, or even on the upper, maybe top of the K. Just draw the line, and now in case you don't have the ortho toggled on, click that one again, and you will see the ortho is now on. Somewhere near the contactor QO2, click there and start drawing. You have already the next line coming up. Just click there and put it to the bottom. And now the most important thing here is to remember to change the uh, line type back to the continuous. So next lines that you are going to draw, they aren't just dashed, maybe some bus bars or something else. And once we created this boundary here, still this safety switch and the motor are still, the full ID is 123 MCC1 Q10 and MO1. And it means that they are actually part of this cabinet as well, cabinet MCC1. And you can see it also from here, and it's a bit uh, wrong way to uh, describe it. So let's save it one more time. And what do we want is that the Q10 and the MO1 should be on the same level as the 1, 2, and 3. A few ways to edit your devices. You can double click them, symbols on the drawing, use right mouse click, go to edit device, or then you can edit device from the project tree. Do which way you want. I will do the double clicking on here, and it will open this device properties anyway. And the location is the thing that we want to change. You can see the full ID on the right hand side and the location here. So the full ID comes from the ID and the location. And I want to delete this MCC1 since, and make sure you delete the plus mark as well. Since this Q10 safety switch is only part of this 1 to 3 object. Then you press OK, and you will see you have the safety switch with the correct ID, full ID there. And you can do the same for the motor. I will do with the context dialog with the edit device. And then here as well, just press delete for this MCC1 part and then OK. And now they are on the project tree, they are completely different, and here as well. Then we have this main circuit done, no cable markings yet, and we can continue for this control circuit next. First of all, we need to draw the control voltage bus bar, and the way you do it, it's the same thing as you drew all the other bus bars before. Draw bus bar, and now you should change it to be the L1 and neutral, and just to change it a bit, because it's not anymore the L1, maybe you need to give it a text. It's the second L1 or secondary, and as well the second neutral for your drawings. So it will be part of this same supply that you have, or it can be another device. Actually, it should be another other device, or you can even name it as 24 or 230 volt actually. Control. maybe some that type of name for it. And in case you want to have it a text, also give it a 230 VAC. And then the last thing you want to select is to either you select it's a constant, so it's automatically it gives you a distance between these two, or then if you want you can point out the n neutral bar position there. And I want to save the new setting as well. Press OK, and then these settings will remain. I will just press OK. I make sure you have this point here and follow closely what I'm doing here. Press OK and start drawing your control circuit in the same level as you have the L1 in the left hand side. I will click here and I will start drawing somewhere to column 35, 36, and I will click. Notice that I have this other bus bar coming in the below. It won't actually draw it yet. I will now click here, and now it will ask me where I should position my neutral, and maybe this is a good point to give the level of that. Now it's good time to show you that what is the phase that we are in the training. So we have drawn this main circuit, and we already drew these control circuits, bus bars here, and let's see how the what phase we are in the training. So this is the draw control voltage bus bar settings here, and then you can go next. So now we start to insert the coils, all the symbolics that are visible now in this control circuit, all the protection devices, contacts, small terminals, and also coils. They are all now inserted, and afterwards we can then continue with the wirings of this one, and maybe later also continue for the next page. But still, let's continue with the example drawing and start inserting symbols. And let's start with the coils on the bottom of this drawing. And again, select your symbols and a symbol selection tool here, and then go to the coils directory. There are multiple coils. There are many ways to resemble them in the drawings, but today we are going to use this just a basic coil. When it gets the voltage, it will pull and then release it after it's so very basic functioning coil at this time. Double click the coil, and then you may insert it. Don't put it too close to the neutral bar. Maybe few units above the neutral bar, and then start inserting these ones and go as it is in the example. So this one is Q01, so it's this contactor's coil, then few clicks to the right, then it will be Q02, and actually now it's all ready for the next page. If you check the example drawing, there you can find the K91 and K92. It will also suggest this new ID for it automatically, since the other one was K91. Okay, coils are now set, and let's go to the top of this control circuit and start moving downwards from there. And let's have these protective devices here. One pole automatic fuse, double click it, and now make sure that it's aligned with the Q01. Don't put it too close to the face, maybe one or two clicks below the 2L1 virus. Put it there, and it has the ID of F10. No need to fill in any other things since it's part of this MCC1. After that, go to contacts, which means all these, maybe this one we want normally open, NO contact. For this one, it will resemble the, what is this, protection, motor protection device, and it will be Q11. And now I will show you a few ways to point out that one. You can have an ID, go here and select the Q11. That is one way. Or then you can pick from drawing. Let's say we don't have anything there. Pick from drawing. You can go and point out this Q11, and it still has the same. Pins must be defined, since we cannot know which pins you want to use there. Define them, press OK, and then it's OK. A few clicks below, somewhere around the column F, there should be also a normally open contact, but it shouldn't have an ID. We will add a boundary for it later on, so give it as an empty contact. Okay. And after that, no more normally open contacts, but we will go on with some other fuses or contacts. No, there wasn't this. Yep. Then we can select the contact for the motor. So it's a motor protection. There are a few symbols for that, and in case it's difficult for you to find, let's have a motor. Does it find motor protection? Maybe that way. Not in the motors either, but in the contacts I know there is. For example, this thermal protection here. This is one of the symbols that is okay for it. There is also, now that I have the motor word for there, these are also highlighted, so you can find some motor related contacts. But this is a thermal protector, normally closed contact. I'll double click it and I'll insert it somewhere around the column J. And this as well shouldn't have any attributes. It should be just empty. No contacts, no IDs for that at this point. Yep. And one more thing is the changeover contact that we will be giving for the Q01 and Q02. Double click that one somewhere closer to column M. and it can now have this ID of K10. Give the first upper is 12, lower is 11, and then it's 14. So that type of numbering should be in this part, and then the next one is about the Q there, QO2, and then K20 as it is, and then OK. And still we are missing the last part of this, and which is opening contact, which can be found here, normally closed contact in other words. Put it there, and they should be Q20, and they should be, sorry, my bad, not Q20, QO2, but this is QO1. And if you made a mistake with that one, just double click, open it, change the ID, and it should be okay. Or another way is to do it just maybe point out it's part of that, and okay. And then you can save the drawing. Now you have multiple symbols there, and make sure when you insert them, they are all aligned. So now afterwards, it's quite easy to draw any type of wiring into this place. Then before continuing this exercise onwards, a few words about this electrical tree which we have here. Since you noticed, we have QO2 here, we have QO2 here, and even here. And when I started telling you about this IDs with the Q11, I mentioned that you cannot have multiple devices with the same ID. But still, these all three are the same device. But if we go to the show in project tree, you can see that the QO2, it is one device, but under it we have three different occurrences of the same device. And this is, of course, this is possible for us to have. And the same thing with the QO1. It has there, it has there, and in there. And this is the way electrical understands if you have multiple occurrences of the one device, or you think you have multiple devices in the drawing, and then you have and you think they are separate, but it's the way that the electrical thinks of them. They have the same full ID, then they have only different occurrences of the same device. Then there is these auxiliary contacts, which we have also in the symbols, and you can find the contact packs, and they can be inserted below here, and it will resemble this one, this one, this one, and this one. And first two will be as this normally closed contacts that we have. And double click it, insert it to the drawing, and again point out which contactor ID it belongs to. Do it again, just point out that's for the K, that one. Then there is this K91 and 92, and if we follow the instruction, it tells us to use this change overpack. Double click that one. It should be the K91, okay, and the last one for K92. And again, these all will be part of these Q01 and Q02, and also the K91 and 92 contactors, which means that you will be having multiple occurrences. Save the drawing, zoom all, and you should have you should be able to start doing the wirings for the drawing. The wiring can be done from the draw wiring features. Just now we are using the electrical basic, which means that when we are drawing wire, we mainly define if it's red or if it's green. And it's even possible for us to go to the electrical settings on the electrical tab and go to schematics and define which colors we want to use with these control circuit draw colors and main circuit. And even if we draw cable or cable package, we want to have different colorings there. But as mentioned, now the defaults are, for me, it's quite okay. And I can start drawing wire. And since we are doing the control wiring, control circuit side of the multi-line diagram, I will just select the draw wire to control circuit. I will start the wiring from the 2L1. Click there. And now notice that I have this chamfer again. So please use your tab key to change the chamfer. And the chamfer, after that, you can draw, as you did with the main circuit, you can draw the whole line till the end, and don't go to the wiring point to end, just for the line where it's crossing. And remember, press Ctrl so you don't have any object snap activated. Click there, right mouse click, approve. Since we didn't end the wiring for any wiring point yet, remember we will do that, it's asking for a wiring reference. This means that we can do a wiring reference between two sheets of the drawing, maybe from sheet 2 to sheet 55 or something, and it will be intelligent link between those. If you double click one end, it will throw you to the other end. Well, in this case, we don't want to have any wiring reference, so we will just press cancel. And it will remain as a wiring here. Then we can continue with the wiring. After the Q11 point, this pin 14, we can start from there. Now it would be nice to have a chamfer, maybe like so, to the K92 level. Click there, just below, and pull up to K91. And right click will end the drawing. Right mouse click will continue also. From the 14, I want to go up and to the next 14 a bit down. And with right mouse click, I will go a bit closer so you can see it. And then from the right mouse click again, from 14 pull up to K91 level, click it to there. And actually from the K91 we can draw a straight line till the end and press cancel. Few more things. We want to go from the 11 to that level, and so we will have the complete wiring done so far as we have done it. Few things is actually missing, and we don't want to insert these terminal strips yet, but we want to create boundaries. As I mentioned before, we have boundaries for there are boundaries for locations, there are boundaries for devices and boundaries for circuits. Also for spaces and so on in the layout application, but in this case, boundaries for device is enough. And we have its own button here, bound part for a device or to a device. If you select that one, it will open a new dialog. And there you can select the ID. If you know what device you are doing it boundary for, you can select it from the three dots. Or other version is you can type in what is the ID. Well, I want to make sure it's the correct, so I will select it like so and select the Q10, press OK. Boundary shape should be rectangle or polygon, and then the appearance, continuous line type, colors OK, and the marking text, it should be outside at this point, and the color for the text is black. Go back to the data settings. You can see the object ID is 123. Everything is fine for me. I think it's okay. Yes, and then you can just draw the boundary as you wish. And now if you check this one, it will have the full ID 123Q10. We will do it one more time. Right mouse click remembers what you are doing or what you were doing. From the three dots, select the motor, OK. Settings used to be just fine, I think. Draw the polygon again. And there you go. You have it. Since we didn't write any pins either for these ones, you can go select the symbol, go to properties, and give the upper and lower connector the numbers. In the example, there are 19 and then there are 20. And then in the normal open contactor, it's 13 and 14. Like so. And then make sure you save it. Next phase for us is to give some terminals. I want to use the two of these, the protective earth for the safety switch and for the motor. I will use this one. Insert symbol to drawing. ID, I don't need to mind about that, only the PE. 1 by 1. Okay. Maybe that's okay place, and there is the other one, like so. So I have two PE terminals set. Then we need to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 in a row, then 28, and I will show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 28 PE and the PE. They are all part of the X10 block, so it's easy to use that one. Again, you have from the symbol selection tool, you can select that one, but now I will show you the other way. To insert terminal blocks and connectors, it will basically open the same feature for you. Insert terminal block. Another thing is that you need to select the type since you didn't select the terminal symbol. So now you need to select the block and then you can select the symbol which way you want. And here I will select this one. The ID for that one is X10 as mentioned, and the first number is 1. I will select them one by one, and the position of ID will be up. With these terminal blocks, it will be a bit sideways here. After that, let's press OK. Everything is fine. Let's start inserting them. OK. The number 1 is here. Click there, and it's done. Number 2 goes to this section. There you go. Number 3 goes a bit above this protective device, not too close. That's fine. Then the number 4 after that there. Number 5 between these. Number 6 and 7, they go quite close to each other. And then the number 8 should be somewhere around here. And in case you want, you can also copy the symbols like so. And now you just have to change the terminal block number for that symbol. Yes, now it's 28. And another way is to do the insertion, insert symbol to drawing. And now when we have the X10 here, we can select the X10, give a number PE, one by one, PE, it will be there. And it will also be in here. The X10 is there visible, and here it isn't. And now if we want the X10 visible, we can go to the properties, select this attribute on/off, and double click the ID and OK. Now it's also visible there. Again, zoom all, save your drawings, and it should be almost good to go. One more thing, just draw wire the control circuit from the PE to PE, from PE to PE, from here to the 8, and from this to here. I noticed that I don't have any numbers here, so they should be the 22, 21 and 22. Both can be there. Okay, now we are good to go. Press save and we can continue with the cable type management. About the cable type management, first of all, to show you where we are at the moment with the exercise, we are at the mark wires section, so we can go in this way so that we start marking the wires, then maybe we go to cable type management and then continue with the markings. But since we have this ribbon new user interface going on, I want to show you also another way to go to the cable type management, and we will do that in the first place. The cable type management can be found from the electrical tab, and in the middle of that you can find cable types under the management group. Click that one and it will open you our cable type management, and you will find standard databases, shared databases and other projects. Which means that a standard database, it's a standard. It's the database that you will get when you install Cadmatic Electrical. So all the 11,000, almost 11,000 cables which we have here, they are added by our cable manufacturers, and they have brought all the information for us, and we provide it even further for you. Then there is a possibility to use some shared databases inside your company. Maybe you have some server or other drive which you have. You all have an access to that place. Cloud services such as OneDrive and so on, they are not possible at the moment, unfortunately. And then in case you have some other project where you have cable types which you want to use, you can select the other project, import the cable types you want, and then continue doing your project. And in this bottom part, you will find the default project cable types, which means that they are the cables that you have added to your project. In case you are doing this with the premium version, otherwise quite the same, but you will have one tab for the project cable types and one tab for the default project cable types. Okay, but now let's go to this standard databases. And this way I will show you one way to find your cable, and let's do the other one from the cable markings way. We want to find a cable for these main circuit to safety switch, and from safety switch to the motor. The cable type which we are going to use, you can check from the example drawing. It's MCMK 3X. Oh, I need to have a space there. 1.5/1.5. Oh, that's not a slash. That's yeah. Anyway, since I use the global filter, it will search. It's actually a text search inside the database, and it will find all the cable types which include this MCMK and so forth initials. And now I have 7 cable types, and I will select this Reka cables here. A few ways to add them to your project. Click it and drag it to here. Double click it. Use your right mouse click. Add to project, or then add to project from here when you have selected the cable types. Many ways to do so. And then after I have selected the cable, I will have it in my project. So when I start to do the cable markings, I can use this one for me. Then if I press close, cable types are saved in the drawing database, or to the drawing, let's say. I can save it and go back to the schematics tab. And in the schematics tab, I want to start doing the connect and mark cables and wires. And now I selected a cable type which had 4 wires inside it. So it's pretty much suitable for this one and this one. And let's go to connect and mark cables, cable and its wires. So I selected the feature, and if you check for this command line again, it says that draw cables line across the wires. So this is the marking wire which will be seen after you have selected the cable type and so forth. I click here. So, and now you can see there is this line going across. I will click on the other side of this cables wires. Click there, and it will now open this cable marking which way I wanted to. Since we don't have any cable IDs, every cable should have their own ID, which means that you cannot, such as I mentioned about these devices and symbols, they will have the unique ID. The same is about these cable IDs as well, so you cannot have multiple cables with the same ID, otherwise there will be only the occurrence of the same cable ID. I will press new, and Whiskey01 could be my name for that. Press OK, and now you can see the 3 wires, 4 out of 4, which is and from which 3 are signal wires, which means I have 3 phase and then 1 protective earth. Then I want to select that it comes from a device, which means it's coming from the XO2. The location means this distribution board. It depends how you want to represent it, but I have the connections on the device's pins, so in that case I want to use the device. And the same affects here on the safety switch. It's also a device that we are connecting it to, and I select so. In case you are doing something here, you don't have the devices or locations connected in the drawing, but you are still marking the wire, you have only a short wire there, you can pick the locations or devices such as we had in previous. Just pick and point the device or location from the drawing. Then there are some information regarding length and so forth. These are only information for you. We won't be using these length and quantities and voltages and so on. We won't be using them in the electrical any automated features, which mostly we have in the premium version. What it means that you can list all these things from the cables afterwards, but nothing comes in automatically. And now we have this only one cable type which we have selected here, and now it can be found there. Select that one, press OK, and after that you will get it assigned cables and wires in drawing to this cable. Now this means that we have brown, black and gray wires, and then the number 4, which is the protective earth. They are here. In case you need to change the order of these, you can select from the drop down menu that this goes to black and this goes to brown. It's possible to do that way, and you can actually see that uh, this wire is highlighted in when I select them. Now there is the L1, L2, L3, and protective earth. Once you select anything here, it will be changed. And in case you don't want to mark something, just leave it empty and there will be no cable marking left. This this time we want to mark them all. Press OK. And then pull to the left so you will get the cable marking aligned with the wire markings. Click there and there you go. You have the first Whiskey 01 cable marked. And since we have the cable marking activated, we can use our right mouse click and it remembers the old command which we had with the cable and wire markings. Again, draw the cables line across the wires, and first point is in this place, and then the second point is here. Again, same thing. It's a new cable. We don't have that in the project yet. Yes, from device to device, and the cable type is that. Then press OK. All the wires are OK. They're good to go. And then place the marking like so. And now again, save the drawing that you have done. Once you have saved the drawing, you can select the cable marking, use your right mouse click, and show in project tree. And there you go. It jumps to the wirings tab on the electrical tree, and it will show you both cables, and you can check from the plus markings that how they are going. There's actually the occurrence of the wire, and it's going from the X02 L1 pin to the Q10 pin number 1, and you can point out the wire as well from the drawing. And you should have the MMO 7 times 1.5 already there. In this case, now you want us to add new cable type, not the cable type, but the cable ID, and it was Whiskey 10, since it was a control wire starting from the 10. OK. From device to device. OK. And now since we only have one wire here, when you press OK, notice that you have now 7 free wires. When you press OK, it will only ask you for the one wire definition. And of course, it's the first, number 1 black. OK, and then insert the wire information there. And again, we have the old definition there, or the old command. Use right mouse click, draw the cable or the wire markings like so. Now select the Whiskey 10 cable, since it's the same cable going to the safety switch and coming back from the safety switch like so. Now you cannot define any more from and to information, and also the cable type is defined already. Then press OK. And now you can select which one you want, and maybe if we are using this as a protective earth, we want to select this number 7 to be the earth cabling, or protective earth cabling or wiring. And then OK, insert the wire information, and there you go. Sometimes you need to move these a bit. I don't know if it's any better here. Well, might be a bit crowded place for wire marking. And then you can do the same for this motor 01. There is the thermal relay, thermal protection relay, which you want to give. Do the same thing with the Whiskey 11 cable, which you can do a few ways. One way is to create a new cable on the electrical tree. Create a new cable. Of course, it's new. Whiskey 11. It's the MMO. So, and there is from and to, but no information yet where it's coming from. So you can pick that one from the drawing, point out that place, or other way is to select from the drop-down menu, of course the device. From the drop-down menu, it was the X10 was the device, not the pin number 5. It's the X10 which is coming from, that's the device, and to device is the motor itself. So we will select this 123 MO1. Then press OK, and you will have the cable Whiskey 11 in your electrical tree. And there you go, you have the cable is the cable project tree, and you can select the connect and mark cables and its cable and its wires from the tree. I use the right mouse click, of course, there. Select that one, and this is this familiar for you now. Click two sides of the wire. That's number 1 black, Whiskey 11. OK. Insert the wiring information and do it again. Connect and mark cable and its wires. And now again a bit crowded there. And the protective earth should be number 7. And so you have it there. In case you have a bit, you need to do some changes for your drawing, you can select the one symbol there and move symbol and stretch wiring maybe one click south there as well. So now the wirings are still connected to the right terminals, right places. So now you have the cables marked in the first sheet of the drawing, and in this place everything should be set. Let's go a bit back and see. It pretty much looks the same as we have in the example drawing. Save the drawing and let's continue. Now this first sheet is done, and we need to continue for the second sheet. And when you have one sheet open, easiest way to create a new sheet is to go on the Schematics tab for the frames and sheets and select Create New Available Sheet. There is also quick access using your keyboard with Control and Page Up combined. Which way you want to do it. It will create a new sheet for you, and you will now see that on the drop-down menu you can find sheet number 1 and sheet number 2. You can change them from the drop-down menu, or then by using the arrows in this group, or then page up and page down. Let's go to the drawing area, and that way it works. Also, in case you have, let's say, 50 or 100 sheets, you can go to change sheet and then select the sheet number and press OK. But in this case, you have only 2 sheets. In that way, you don't need to maybe use that feature. Okay, let's go to the sheet number 2. And first of all, we need to fill in some information. As you may see, we only have the example project and the job number, which are coming from the project information and settings. I will show you from this. You may remember from the when we started the exercise, we filled in these target informations, and they are coming as their own part. They are actually not part of this frame. They are rather their own own information for this sheet. But to fill the frame and label information, again from the frames and sheets group, click that or select that one. Click on the sheet number 1, the row, and then just select copy. Then click on the sheet number 2, so it should be an orange-ish, yellow-ish color on the row, and then paste the same, and that way you will have the same information for your sheet number 2 as well. Only thing that is changed on the sheet number 1, you have the number 1 and then there is the number 2 for that one. In case you need to create sheets, multiple sheets, this is also one way to do it. You can, if I wanted to create a third one, I could do it here. Just add a new sheet, click there, and fill in the information to that sheet as well. So many ways to create your own sheets in the drawing Control plus page up or in the sheet management. The end result is the same. But now we have 2 sheets done. Both have the information. Press OK and go check out if you had the drawing information correctly. For me, it's correct. Then we had some boundaries drawn on the sheet number 1. We drew the safety switch and motor device boundary, which could be done in the bound part device feature. But sometimes in a multi-line drawing as well, you need to do locations, and those boundaries can be found in this section. So you can select location boundary here. The location is in the hierarchy. It's a bit above. I will explain quickly. If you check your project tree from the devices and location, this MCC1, that is one location, and now we are going to do another location, so it should be on the same level as the MCC1, not underneath the MCC1. Select location boundary, and since we don't have that location yet, of course, electrical position that we are going to use, you could go here and select if you had it already done, but in this case we don't have it. We'll just give it the electrical position. You can fill in the plus here, or if you don't feel like it, don't do it. The software will automatically add the plus mark there, as it did for this electrical position in this frame as well. We only filled in the MCC1. Type of this is a location, or then you can change it to some other location, but you can do, or is there a control system? No. Let's have it as a location. Description can be typed control system. Maybe this is some sort of frequency controller. Boundary shape should be rectangle, and then go for the appearance tab. Color 3 as a yellow. If it's okay for you, change the color if you feel like something else. Line type, is it a dash dot? Should be fine. And the marking of the text should be inside in this case. Everything set. Press OK. And we will start the drawing. And the first corner of this control system should be between these H and J and on the column 11. Click there, and then the other side should be somewhere in the bottom of the M and the 37. Click there, and now you have the new control system and actually the device and location tree also updated. And save the drawing before something bad happens. Next, we will insert some connection points for this control system. Go to symbols, electrical symbols. And in that way, you can find the terminals from the bottom and then select, again, terminal block. That's the main symbol to use today. In the example drawing, we have 16 blocks that we will insert on the top of the control system, and then from 17 to 24 to the bottom. Select, run the right mouse click, insert symbol to drawing. You can still have the level on a multi-line diagram, and when we insert it to this line, it will automatically go to this CS1. But of course, you can also select it to be part of this. ID is X1, number is 1, automatically increment visible ID, only first ID visible. So again, you will have only the X1, number 1 will have the X1 and other ones will be without the X1 marking. Space evenly, and as I mentioned, 16 till the top, and press OK. And then point out the first one somewhere around the 13 column, you can see there at the top, until the same level as the control system's yellow boundary line. Click there, and now the second one should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 drawing units till the right, and then when you click, it will draw all the 16 blocks automatically to your drawing. We can move these lines a bit later, not lines, these blocks later, or we can do it already by now. And first of all, let's move these all 16 from 5 to 16. Let's move them few units to the right. So I do the window selection from bottom to up. So it will only select the symbols that are fully inside the window. I only have the terminal blocks here. Context menu, select move, and then a 5 units roughly to the right. And then we have the 3 missing ones here. Select them, move, and again select them to be pretty much in the end of this control circuit, and even move these to a bit right so that we will have enough room for them. And then let's see if this goes nicely, even move those like so. So now we have done the movement for these terminal blocks on the top, and we can do the bottom section, insert symbols to drawing, insert also the terminal blocks till the bottom. And now I won't be doing them spaced evenly, I will do it one by one. They will be also for the X1, and the number that they will start is number 17. Then press OK again, and the visible is only for the first one, since we also want the X1 to be seen on the bottom, so they will be aligned, and the users will notice that they are all part of the X1. Then OK, and the number 17 should be the same level as that one. Now notice that I have the snap activated, so when I press Control, it will deactivate the object snap, and then that way I won't be inserting this in a sort of wrong way. A short distance there, that should be somewhere there. 22, 23, and the 24th is a bit closer to the 23. And after that, you can press Enter or press ESC, rather ESC, so it will end the insertion for those terminal blocks. And after these control system terminal blocks are done, you can insert also the terminal blocks for outside or outside the control system, and which are actually inside your MCC1. Select MCC1, give the new ID X11, and starting point will be number 10, and still select it to be one by one. And let's insert for first ones from 10 to 12. So 10, 11, and 12 will be inserted now. Press OK. Insert the first one to the column O. Align with 17, 18, and 19. And press ESC to end the insertion. Now you have the previous selection. Of course, use your right mouse click and then go to X11 and select a number from 13 forward, and put the number 13, 40, oh, that misclick, I will move it afterwards, 15 and 16, but those two also need to be changed. So I can first of all move this one, just select the symbol, click from the insertion point and move to the right, correct placement. Then if you have something you need to change, like this 15 and 16, they are not in use at this point. Select the 15, change it to 17, OK. Select 16, move it or change it to 18. Again, save the drawing at this point. And now you can just zoom out and it should be looking pretty much the same that I have here. A few ways to continue from here. You can go on with these symbol insertions using plug connectors to be inside the motor. This is a bit how you want to show them in the drawing. One way is to insert them now, or other way is to create the device boundary for the motor, since these connections are inside the motor, and do the block insertion later. I will do it that way. So I create the boundary first. I have the ID for the device already. It's the 123M01 again, which we did already for the first sheet. Okay, appearance still looks fabulous for me. Press OK, and then draw the device so that you can insert all the symbolics that you see in the example drawing inside there. Somewhere around 18 or 19 column and the B row as well. Click there, and the other part will be in the, so that you can get all the devices. 37, that's okay, and the height is roughly there, like so. Now I have the motor already in the drawing, so it's a bit easier for me to figure out all the connections here and all the places for the connection. Select this plug connector, right mouse click, again insert symbol to drawing, one by one. I don't want to have these visible IDs. And automatic increment, I will disable that, because I know that there is 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so forth. They are not okay for me. So I will select the motor 1, deselect almost everything here, select the number which you will start, that's number 3, and after this one it will actually ask you every number that you will insert there. Now it's 3, then you go 4, and so forth. You will see. Select OK and start inserting the number 3, and make sure they are pretty much aligned with the left, the X11 connectors, so it will just look neat and clean. 3. Now it will ask number 4. Yeah, that's correct. Now I will select 7, like so. Number 8, that's correct. Number 9, even that is correct. Number 10, correct again. And then 13 and 14. So why I did it this way? Now I can just I don't have to change them afterwards. And 2 more to go. They are 24 and 24, 23 and 24, like so. And the last one there. Cancel. I can see there are 2 more device connectors that we need to do. They are for the battery inside the motor. Select this one where you have the number above this symbol, insert symbol to drawing again, and this could be the minus mark. No, put a minus mark somewhere around there, and then the plus mark, like so, and cancel. Now the battery also here is something that is a device of its own. Select battery, select boundary, give the ID B1, appearance, no need to change that at all. Select OK and draw it so that the bottom of the battery will be close to these minus and plus markings. Okay, and there you go, you have the battery one, and if you hover your mouse about that, that's device connector below MO1 B1. Save the drawing again. And now we should have all the necessary block connectors done, so we can continue for the symbols, contacts, and so forth. For the contacts, you can find them also in the symbol selection tool. Let's go from the example drawing from the top left. Let's go from top to bottom, all the symbols one by one. First of all, we need to select this change over contact, and it can be found a bit from the bottom of this contact symbols. Double click it to start the insertion and insert the symbol somewhere around the row C, so they will have enough space inside the motor boundary as well. Select that one, insert it, and give it the ID that you can find on the example drawing, and then also first upper number, lowest number, and the second upper number. All the other information will be dealt the right way. Then OK, and insert the next one there. And you can go and select it from the drop-down menu, for example, since you already should have the K91 in the page number 1, and there is K91. Also, give the first upper and lower numbers, like so. Press OK, and it should be there. Notice that now there are some cross references between two sheets. So this is the K91, and it has an other occurrence on the sheet number 1. The number 1 is here, it's meaning the sheet number 1, and it's in the column 30. And this is the same thing, sheet number 1 and column 33. Now it's also possible for you to go for your project information and project settings. Select that, go to project settings, and see the cross references here. And in case you want to also include this row number or row information, select that one and press save, and it will update also. Now this can be found from the column 33, row P. And let's go to the sheet number 1, one back. Let's see, column number 33 and P. So there you go, you have the K92 relay. Yes. I can save the drawing. And then we will continue with the contacts that we have. Let's find the one for this motor. And it should be, it should be this moment contact and normally closed contact. Insert symbol to drawing and place it to the same place that you have these, or same row that you have the changed over contacts, and then place it there. The ID should be something else. This is the S1. Oh, sorry, S1, and the upper number and the lower number. Okay. Same symbol should be on the pin number 8, and it should be S2, of course. Can't be the same. Also the numbers 1 and 2. Press press S to end the insertion, and then you have this one, the position switch for you, and double click it, and it's in the top of this symbol selection tool. In case it's difficult for you to find, you can just type in position, let's say, and it will find you. It will highlight the two positions which have the position word in them, and then you can continue. It's rather easy to find your symbols when you know the name for that one. S3, and the numbers 3 and 4, and the last one for there, it's of course S4 and numbers 3 and 4, like so. Now we have pretty much all the symbolics for the top part. Let's go to the bottom of this and this one, and you will find, first of all, we need to have some relays or coils. My bad, I used the wrong term before. Of course, they are coils. Select the normal coil. We should have the K10 and K20 also existing here. Insert the normal coil on this location next to or below this X11 block 11. Insert that one, give the coil. You can search again for the K10. Or, yeah, this was the K10. You have already the A1 and A2 there, and then you can insert these K20 that is below that one, and should be also found in the drop-down menu K20. Then you can search for this lamp or diode. Which can be found here. Search that one, and this is the one I'm looking for. Double click it, and you can rotate the symbol by pressing F8 and make sure it's on the same level as the K10. Like so. And in the example drawing, there is no ID for that, so you can delete the ID from that one. Also insert that and delete the ID there as well. Actually, they are part of this K10 coil, so even should be with the ID of K10 and K20. After the diodes, you can continue with the switch SO1 for this part. Switches can be found in their own directory. There are already existing switches, but we don't see any type of switch that is actually suitable for us, or switch with the auxiliary contacts that are okay for us. So I will only select this 3-position switch with maybe 102. Select that, insert the drawing, and the switch, it could be somewhere on the same elevation with the K10 and K20. Insert the switch, give it an ID of SO1, and in case you need to change these position names, they should be open, maybe, and so on. You can change them already here or later on from the properties here. Select OK, then press Esc. From the SO1, select that one, and then you can press right mouse click and then add auxiliary contact. You will get this small menu where you can first select the contacts that you want to use. Select the normally open contact here. Select the placement for that one. It's underneath the 21 block. Type there. And now give the contact upper number, that is 1. Press enter. And then contact lower number 2 and enter. Everything is done in the command line. Now select the mirrored open contact there and insert it to the 22 place. Click there and upper contact number 3 and the bottom is 4. And then you press OK and you will have it as a whole. You select it, they are path. It's only drawn here to be as one symbol, but if I hover my mouse above this, it's SO1 as it should be, part of the SO1 contact. And then we can start doing the wirings for the whole sheet number 2, since we have all the things in the right places. One thing we are still missing is the connection packs to this place. We can add them after the wiring is done. It's not a big deal. But you can start drawing the wire from the draw wire control circuit. And since we are doing the control circuit, of course you want to draw the red line for here. I will start from the X1. There is no right way or wrong way doing the wiring here. Only thing is that you need to keep in mind that how the wires are going to be from and to placed. So if it's necessary for your project, start the wiring from the X1. Click to the top, move it a bit side, and bring it to the block 2. First wire is done. Then the 3 to 4 do the wirings, and the same thing here. Start from the 5, go through these terminal blocks that we have inside the motor, and back to the 6, and all the wirings are done correctly. So now if you select any wiring here, they are, as you may remember, they are cut from the connection point. Continue with the wiring. And in case you happen to have the camphor from the last page, also it was the tab button above your caps lock that you can change the camphor. And I think in this place it's not necessary to have any camphor. There and there. The last ones from the 17 till there. Oh, my bad. Misclick. And then we will go from here to the bottom. And now this is a place where I want to use the camphor. I will go a bit closer so you can see. If I draw like this, I don't know where it's coming and where it's going. I changed the camphor a bit, and now I know it's going from K10 A2 to K20 A2. There you go. And I can also do the wiring for these diodes. And now when I'm coming from the bottom here, I can press Control and smaller than. You can see it here. And press that combination and you will have the wires drawn there. Let's do it again. It will only change the way where you have the camphor drawn. I will move this a bit so it will look the same in the both parts. Yes. Look good, do good. That's the principle. Then the last few wires draw from 20 same places there, like so, and with that, and then now I have all the wires drawn that we need in this exercise. As mentioned, I have these contact packs that are missing still. I need to put those auxiliary contact packs, one changeover contact, and they should be double click it, insert it there, point out it's that K, okay, insert that other one, select them, and point out it's the K20, and okay. And now you can see I have the cross references here. Cross references here already existing, so they are on the page 1, column 28, and row M, so I can again find them in the right place. View all and again save your drawing. Next thing that we need to do is to create all the cable markings. You can do find the cables on the cable type management which way you want. I will go for the cable types in the management section. I need 3 cable types. They are all for the telecommunications, so they are small cables. First cable type is NOMAC 4 times. And the NOMAC 4 times. It's that one. Double click it so it is on the project. Next cable type is NOMAC 8. It's basically the same cable, but it only has 8 pairs. Double click that one, and the last one is JMAC. It's a bit more protected cable. It's also 4 times. And make sure you select the one that has only JMAC, no C or some other things. 4 times 2 plus 1 times 0.0. Okay, and those cable types should be enough here. Close that one. And now I will do these cable types again with 2 different ways. I will be doing some in here with the wirings, and I will be doing some on the schematic side. Which way you like to do them. I will start from the first one. I will save the drawing since I have information in it. Connect and mark cables and its wires. This is the same thing we did in the first page. or first sheet, select that one, point out the location for the cable marking, first section and second, and then create the cable ID. And this is the second sheet, let's say it's Whiskey 24. Okay. From device to device, of course, there are connections, and this is a multi-line drawing. Select the cable type, it's NOMAC 8 times 2 pairs, and then and see that you have 3 wires, which are 17, and 16 of them are signal wires. One of them is the sheeting. Then, okay, it will ask if the wirings are okay. 1 orange, 1 white, 2 orange, 2 white. Seems to be the same way in the example drawing. There you go, you have the first wiring set. Save the drawing. Next one we will be doing from the cable or the wirings. On the cable directory, I will use my right mouse click and then set new cable, and that should be new. And in the example drawing, there's actually a bit longer cable name, MCC1 and Whiskey 22. Okay. From device to device, pick the device where it's coming. Is coming from the X1, and the to device is the motor itself where it's going to. And then you will select the cable type, which is 4 times 2 pairs. Everything seems to be okay. Select OK. And there you have the new cable, which isn't in the drawing yet. But now you can select the connect and mark cables and wires. This is from the context dialog. Again, select that one, and you can actually point out from here to here, and then select the pairs that, and now they should be in the same order that in the example drawing. You don't need to change anything here. Press OK, and you can just insert the cable marking. Again, I will do it in the other way. Again, connect and mark cables and wires. First of all, we need to do the point out the wires here, create new cable, and now this was a Whiskey 25. It's a Gemac cable from and to device. Press OK. This should be okay. 1 blue, 1 red, and insert the marking there. And then we can go to the bottom part of this drawing. We actually will be using this Whiskey 21 cable here. You can select it from the cable tree or from the cable connection, which way you want. Connect and mark cable and its wires again. And now point out the wires that you want to mark. There is 3 orange, 3 white, and 4 orange. Again, all correct. Okay, and then insert the cable marking. And the last cable is the Whiskey 26, which isn't there yet, so we can. Oh, let's do it again. Misclick. Click there, here, and then create a new cable, Whiskey 26, from and to device again, since they are all connected. Cable type is NOMAC. Okay. And all these are fine as well. And then you can just insert this 26. Save the drawing. And it now looks like so that you are almost good to go for the next part. But one thing is still that we need to do is to draw cable shield, which means that you have the shield in the cable and it needs to be connected to some technical earth pin, and we don't actually do that in the same way we do these cable markings. We only do graphical representation of that one. So select from the draw wiring, draw cable shield, and it's only the start point of the shield ellipse. Let it be here. Click there, and the other end should be next to the pin that you are going to connect that in. So after the second click, you will just draw the shield which is going to the pin. In case you want to have some text to that, you can type in. In the example drawing, there is no, but let's say you want to say it's a technical earth. That's fine. And that actually became as a text that you can change by hand. And as you may remember, the right mouse click remembers the previous command. So I will continue with my cable shield, and this time I don't want to put any text. It will make it a bit messy here. Same thing till the bottom. Right mouse click until the connection point. Okay, no text there either, and the last one is there. So now I have actually everything that needs to be drawn to the drawing. They are done. And last thing before we print out these things is to give the device text, and before that, please save the drawing. Then these device text, they can be inserted from the device themselves. But maybe the easiest way is to select the device in the drawing. I will go a bit closer so you can see it the right way. Select the device that you want to give the text to. Use right mouse click to open the context dialog, and then there is on the top insert device text to the drawing. You have 4 columns or 4 rows where you can type in text, and there you can fill in the texts, and after you're happy with your text, press OK and just point out the insertion point for the text. There's the center failure. Next device I want to fill in the text is this one. Use right mouse click, insert device text to drawing. Give the text and point out the insertion point again. In case you want to add some text here or change the text, easiest way is to select the text and go to properties, and then maybe change the text to something else and it will change. Or then you want to maybe give the row 2 some text, that is also okay. But I will leave it empty, and I will now just type in all these device text that are in the example drawing. And here we will use the 2 rows of this one. There's close moment. Then insert device text to drawing. Open moment up. Like that, of course. Open moment. Close limit. Open limit. And there I selected the text to be position transmitter. And 2 more to go. This contact back here, insert device text, it only says that it's open. And this one here, insert device text, it says it's close. Save your drawing. We'll call, and it should be now pretty much the same that I have, and it should be pretty much the same that we have in the example drawing. And next phase is to do the printing of this multi-line drawing. The printing of this multi-line drawing can be done. Actually, it's quite easy to do from the file and start print. But before the printing, we need to check out a few options regarding the printing. Go File Settings and General Settings, and here select the print. Now, as you have installed this electrical, you should have this default printer HP design yet, blah 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 blah, so on. Let's go to check some properties of it so it will look correct before print. Or then if you have other printers installed to your Windows, you can add them from here. But go to Properties, select the printer you want, go to Properties, and check a few things here before. As a default, it says the printing style should be black and white, but I prefer it to be default. So it means that it will use the default printing setting which you have here as a default. So it won't overdrive your own default settings. Paper size as a default is quite okay. Scale, should you fit it or scale? Fit it. Sorry, scale. Scale should be the one. So that means that it won't be stretching the drawing to any wrong size. So if it's a scale 1 to 1 or 1 to 2, 1 to 50, anything, the printing option will be scale. Then print to file. This setting isn't as a default. Print to PDF file and select this remove empty trailers from PDF print. It means that now we have this big paper which is almost 3.5 meters wide and 900 millimeters, almost 1 meter height, and we have this small A3 size paper that we are printing. So it means that it will only print the A3 size sheet, and it will cut or remove all the empty trailers or the excessive part of this paper. It will remove that one. Now press OK, and your printing settings are done. But before we start to print, a few words about the print style table as well. So we have few print style tables already existing, but you can of course create one of your own here, or you can modify the existing. Few words how they work. Select the black and white or which one ever you want of these. Go to Properties and check on the left hand side. Here you can see all the colors that you have on the drawing, or could have, from 0 to 255. All the colors here, the whole spectrum, and they all have some setting for that color. For example, we have number 2, the red line here. It will print out as black. The default width of the line will be 0.25 millimeter and some other settings. Color 3, the yellow, it will be a bit thicker. 4, even thicker, and till the blue one, it will be already 1 millimeter scale for that one. And so forth. You can change all the colors here. If you want to change your default, you can just pick it out here and set as default. I will have this black and white printing option as my default. So next phase is to, it doesn't matter which sheet you are in. I will go to the sheet number 1. I just select File, Print, and I will select this first one. This is when you want to do it from one drawing only, or then you may have multiple multi-line drawings, let's say 5 or 10, and you can do the same printing for them all as one. But I would say this cube printing from drawing sheets is quite okay here. Another way is to do on the electrical 2 tab, when you have the document tab activated, you can go on the DRW file, right mouse click, and cube printing from drawing sheets, and that way it will still open the same option than it would open from the file and cube printing. Select the sheets that you want to print out. If you have multiple, select all, then press OK. Few options left. The print device, that's the HB that we already set. Some print styles, yeah, this is the black and white, which we went through also. And now the thing we need to set is the by printing settings, or do you want to go for the project directory, even the prints and date. I will select this one, and as you see, it will actually create this. I have the path on the top, schema training. Here it's a schema training. It will create the prints and date directories there. So if I do prints different days, it will have a different directory. Then I will press OK, and then it's done. If you want to go to check out the PDF file, use your right mouse click on the multi-diagram, open drawing directory, or then you can press Ctrl and E, and it will open the same for you here. Select print, select the dated, and then select the multi-line diagram PDF. And there you go. I have my 2 sheets. They are printed out, and you can see the width of this PDF file. Width is roughly 400 millimeters, and the height is almost 300. So it means that this is the A3 size paper, which is correct for the exercise. And now the next point is just to save the drawing, and actually at this point everything is printed out, everything is saved, everything is done. It's pretty much ready, so you can continue with the next project. And thank you for watching this training, and please check out the other trainings that we have regarding schematics and other applications of electrical.